The Light Sport and Ultralight Flyer would like to thank BRS Parachutes for providing air transportation to and from Aero. We would also like to thank ICP North America for supplying our accommodations at the show, and Renegade Light Sport Aircraft for transportation and meals during the show.
We're here at Aero, the grand show for light aircraft in Europe. And today we're going to look at a different aircraft, and this we know as the icub. But we first want to give credit to our friends at BRS Parachutes that are helping us make these videos available for you. Thank you, BRS. Talking with Bill Canino now. He's the representative for Zlind Aircraft, which also makes some big giant airplanes, but they also make some down in our class of recreational flying aircraft. And we know of one called the icub. I think you actually helped give it that name because prior to that it was called the Savage.
It was brought to the modern era from 1930s with electronics.
The icub I liked, and with the iPad and the iPhone, and anyway, that was all fun, but this looks, it's shaped about the same as that, but it looks quite a bit different. For one, I can see right through it. What are we looking at here, Bill?
Then the Cub is the fastest selling model of the Savage line, and the various iterations, the icub and now the Bobber, with its ability to customize every piece, has really kept the factory busy. The Bobber has at least 60 modifications that you can make. If you want wrinkle finish, if you want chrome plating, if you want leather, if you want special leather engraved, or if you want a chrome engine mount, we can do that.
Kind of like a custom motorcycle where you can keep adding bits to it and make it just yours.
And the name Bobber came from that as a motorcycle that you would get from the factory, and then you would bob off the things that were factory, and
that's where the name comes from.
Yes.
Well, why don't we go have a little closer look at it?
All right, let's go.
Well, now we're right next to the airplane that you can see right through. In fact, I don't even see any doors on this airplane, but then why would you want doors since the whole airplane's open anyway, I guess?
The doors are sitting on the ground over there. We need doors for the winter, but this is an outside airplane. It's really designed to be your own customized thing, complete with saddle leather and movable seats and chrome plating. Any kind of customization that you want to do, the factory wants to provide.
Yeah, chrome sticks, chrome main linkage controls, even chrome turnbuckles, chrome pedals up front, chrome joysticks, chrome on the engine. I mean, yeah, this is like a motorcycle owner's dream, and I love the leather work in this. Boy, this feels like really high quality, thick, durable leather. Back here we've got, what, saddle bags?
Bags and a back roll.
Got a place for your back roll? And, you know, you told me something interesting about this. I'm looking at this airplane with no fuselage cover on it. You said in flying it, it still feels like flying a Cub, including things like slipping, where you normally think you'd need all this side area, but not the case, huh?
To make a slip, you have to turn the airplane sideways, and typically the side wall of the airplane creates that drag, but it turns out that there's enough drag with the air going through that many little pieces of structure that the slip is still effective.
Now, you say some people buy these things. In fact, I think this very one, which has a sold sign on the side of it, somebody bought just because he loved the way it looked. He's not even a pilot or something.
He's not a pilot yet. He's going to take it back to Hungary and do his training there, and with his own airplane. And in a way, there's some safety to that. He doesn't have to relearn anything. He learns from ground one how his airplane works.
So he's going to have one of these and learn how to fly it.
Yes, each standard airplane comes with a complete set of controls, front and back, throttles, controls, rudders, pedals. Everything is available, brakes, to either pilot.
These airplanes are relatively economical too, aren't they? Now, we don't want to get into specific prices because these videos last a long time, but give us a rough range of what we're into here with this aircraft.
Our prices last a long time too. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
But basically about 60,000 US will put you into one of the airplanes, and the customization will add to each one.
Sure, just like it does on that motorcycle. You put enough stuff on it, you can practically double the price of some of those.
Yes.
I imagine you probably couldn't on this, but so the point is, even with all the fancy stuff, you're probably still well under 100,000 US, right?
Yes.
That's pretty remarkable.
Again, it depends on the options. The engines can, and the propellers can run the cost up, but the The basic airplane is available for in the 60,000 range.
And again, we're talking about a complete, not a kit airplane here.
It's ready to fly.
And I love the finish on this one. You don't often see a dull finish on airplanes. I always like to have it be real shiny, but clearly this is part of the overall customization.
Exactly. Some of the modern automobiles that are coming out are having a very dull finish. It's an in thing, but it also, this reflects some of the military look of the Cub's history. So it's a factory that is based in Italy with production facilities in the Czech Republic.
Okay.
And Aero is their official name. They have not produced anything except the light sport aircraft.
Okay, so this is their focus today, is the icub, the Savage, and this in the European theater they're still calling it Savage. Are you selling them as Savage in the United States?
We're selling them as Aero, but the Savage name is a part of the official FAA registration. It's easier to refer to them by the model of Cub, icub, Classic, Cruiser, Bobber.
I see. Okay. The
And
Savage
our new airplane, the Cub S, which is a very powerful 180 horsepower model of this.
Oh, is that right? I didn't even know about that. What engine is powering that?
It's called a Lycoming. I'm not sure if anybody is familiar with it.
Oh, so I didn't know you're getting Lycoming in here now. Well, a whole diversity of various kinds of Cub-like airplanes. I think that's a term you kind of coined for this. But I'm kind of looking down here in front of me, and I'm seeing some great big fat tires on it. And looking at this airplane with all of its sort of customized look and the tough leather and whatnot, this looks like a bush-capable airplane.
Yes, Dan, we use Alaskan bush wheels all the way up to 31 inches.
Wow.
We're an Alaskan bush wheel dealer, so we're able to install those in the U.S. The airplane does have good capabilities for landing, not necessarily on large boulders, but it will take you off the road in places that don't have a fixed runway.
And also floats you've got available, right?
Floats are available. We have them in stock, and we're ready to put them on your airplane.
Well, speaking of in stock, Bill, with the great price point, with the versatility of the different models, with the customization that you could do on this, which I assume for the Bobber, you'd probably wait for an order because you're not going to stock something that's all customized. But what's the wait time to get, let's say, a standard icub and get us in the ballpark that way?
Standard icub is however long it takes you to get to our facility. We've got one in stock, but the Bobber does take longer. Each of these is custom built and custom made to your specifications and your finishes. So 4 months would be the maximum. If we have it in stock, it'll be available the next day. Come see us.
Great. Well, lots of information about the Aero line of all kinds of Cub-like airplanes, including this very cool open cockpit leather chromed out
Saddlebags.
Bobber model. It's just very cool to look at here. Where can we get even more information about this line of airplanes that you represent there in Arkansas?
You can see us at our website, www.icub.aero, A-E-R-O, icub.aero.
I've got information on the iCub line and the rest of the airplanes that Bill represents out of Sport Air USA. You can find all that on bydanjohnson.com or bydanjohnson.com. Thanks a lot for joining us here at Aero.
Bye, Dan Johnson.
Keeping life in a good-natured perspective is a common practice of pilots.
Come on.
Rancher and pilot Albert Kolk will tell you that, especially after the flying adventure he, his grandson Jordan, and 2 friends endured on a nighttime flight back from Seattle, crossing the rugged Manishi Mountains in British Columbia.
It was a beautiful night. You could distinguish that. You could distinguish the odd river and some water below, but that's about all. There was no moon, but very bright, clear night. So everything was going well until something went wrong.
I'd completely forgotten about the shoot right about then. And then he said shoot, and I remembered, and all of a sudden, just like everything kind of put it in perspective a bit. It was a lot nicer. You realize that you do have some security, some safety in that.
I hollered, shoot, seatbelts, and I pulled back the power, turned off the ignition and whatever needed to be done. Then I pulled the chute. There was a little explosion, which was good to hear. It's kind of loud, but it's good to hear that explosion. But what was even better to hear, when that parachute started to deploy. And when it first starts to deploy, there's that ring above that holds it for a ways, and then it starts to deploy more and more. And that's just such a gorgeous feeling. It is holding, and we're going down on the chute, the whole airplane. And that was just such a beautiful feeling, a feeling of comfort and joy, you might say.
Albert's airplane floated safely to the ground.
We got a great landing. The parachute hooked a tree and it brought us around really slowly and set us down on, it was a fairly steep incline, but it was set us down in a really nice place. There was no trees. There was trees on both sides of us, but not where we landed. It was almost the perfect landing spot.
And you all walked away.
Yeah, everybody got out of the plane and walked away without a bruise, without a scratch, without anything.
What is your life worth? What is the life of your loved ones worth? The ones you carry, whether it's your grandson or granddaughter or child or girlfriend or wife? What's their life worth? Can you count that in dollars and cents? No way. Pull a chute, you walk away.